So, Peter, should we do a couple of emails as we promised?
Let's do a couple of emails. Shall I bash out the Matthias one because it's a good one?
Yeah, you do that one, mate.
All right. Hello, the Luke and the Pete. Long time, first time here. I heard you, read Pete, are interested in what happening. Are interested in what happens inside Berlin sex clubs.
Are we?
I am definitely.
I think I can probably guess.
Fascinating. It's like what's out. It's Alan Partridge asking what's out back, or just an old just an old bed.
Spoiler, guys. It's sex.
Sex. This draft has been sitting in my sitting in my inbox for a while now, so I think this was all the way back in July. Either way, I thought I'd share my experience since I recently went to probably the most famous one, Kit Kat, twice on a trip to Berlin.
You must have liked it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like
maybe
Marcus going to watch Bon Jovi twice.
Maybe it was a two. Maybe it was like two you get the 4-fingered Kit Kats, so it's like 2 servings really in many ways.
It used to be a 5-finger Kit Kat, didn't it?
What?
It used to be 5-finger. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did it?
They fucked
Really?
you, mate. It's shrinkflation, baby.
What? I think the first thing to note is that they're not actually sex clubs. They make sure to emphasise that at the entrance. It's a techno club where people have sex, presumably to get away from listening to the techno. I just want to experience something else. I was like, I hate this. Is awful. I need to fuck something.
Or the thing I think about it is like, I'm someone who I really get into a rhythm with stuff. Like,
right.
if I no, I don't mean when having sex. I just mean generally.
Right. Yeah.
And if someone's banging out like 150 BPM,
you feel like you feel like
how do you get your rhythm to that?
Yeah, I mean, I did that first aid course a few weeks ago, and everyone says it's staying alive, and that's how fast you. But we seem to be going faster, and I was like, is this right? It seems like we're going faster than staying alive. But yeah, God knows.
I think if you were to go into a techno club where people have sex, according to Matthias's distinction,
clear their airways, put them in the recovery position.
I just thought you're going to end up having sex at the pace of like a very small rutting dog.
Yeah, where's the love, guys, for crying out loud? Unbelievable.
Carry on.
Anyway, it's a techno club where people have sex. The distinction in this case being that not everyone who comes is coming to have sex. You need to be dressed appropriately to get in. In this case, black, latexy, fetishy, kinky, and most importantly, absolutely no street clothes. And sneakers will not let you in
Too
either.
much admin already.
I know. Too much going prepared. Like, it doesn't feel like off the cuff, so to speak.
How are we getting there? It's like if someone said that to me and I was a single man, how am I getting there? How are we going?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if we go in public transport, it's going to be like the world's weirdest Halloween night.
Yeah.
People heading to parties.
This can also vary depending on the event being held. What if it's a trainer interest, like the Adidas versus Nike fans just rutting? The actual inside space is enormous when they open the whole thing. Steady. Last time I was in there, there were at least 6 dance floors and other nooks and crannies throughout, as well as lots of areas to sit and talk. Once inside, you find yourself in a bizarre new world in which nudity becomes the norm, and you walk by people actively engaged with each other, and find it only mildly interesting before returning your attention back to the bar or the conversation you were having, or continuing to dance. The whole atmosphere is incredibly open, and what I personally love about it is the feeling of confidence I get from being there. People are very friendly, and it's easy to meet and talk. There's no pretense of playing any sort of games when it comes to anything physical. You can just ask, and if someone says no, then move on. There is a huge emphasis on consent, of course. I guess in summary, I'd say it's a crazy environment viewed from the outside, but once you're inside and cut off from the real world, you quickly adjust to a new normal way faster than you would expect. I hope this is educational. Love the show. Best, Matthias. Matthias, thank you for that really important view, I think.
Insight.
That I demanded.
My takeaway, though, is just how many no's am I going to get?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be... Yeah, I was just kind of like, well, it's not for me then. No one looks at me and goes... let's have sex with that guy.
You were like Grandpa Simpson in that meme.
Which one?
Walk in, see Bart, take your hat off, put your hat back on, walk out again.
Walk in, see everyone looking good, and I go, yes, right. Nobody wants me.
Well, interestingly enough, I'm going to assume by Matthias's name, and this is an assumption, so apologies if it's wrong, that Matthias isn't British. So that was a very non-British description of how these kind of things work.
I think it would be a little
bit
like...
For most British people, that's horrific, though.
I think it would be... No, I don't think it's horrific.
Oh, Pete, listen, hang on a minute. 2 weeks ago, we did 15 minutes on your ability to not small talk. Right? There's no way I'm taking on board
It's
you being
big talk.
anywhere near comfortable in this environment.
No, I think I would be comfortable in that environment, but I wouldn't
Okay,
be
what
having
would you
sex.
say? What would you say?
What?
Yeah, you'd be comfortable, sat on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
What's
with a book.
yeah? Tell me what you would say then.
What do you mean?
When you went in there, you saw someone you like the look of. What are you saying to them?
Well, I mean, let's make it very clear. I've never talked to anyone I've liked the look of in a bar ever.
Well, you
so
have
I don't
to
know
here.
how I would. What?
You have to. This is the whole point of this.
It's not the whole point of this. Just
Oh,
sounds
you
like
expect people to come up to you, do you? I've got fucking news for you, big boy.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. I'd just have a terrible time. Like
Yeah.
for anyone else, like. I don't know what's in there. I don't know who's in there. I don't know what. Like, but nobody is looking at all
This is you to the
spectacular
bouncer.
Donaldson and going, "That guy." I mean, a bouncer might go, "That guy, get him out of here." He's not talking to anyone. He's just looking.
You
little
stand
creep.
outside, remonstrate with the bouncer. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what's happening.
me dressed in Tom of Finland fetish wear.
Yeah.
Just looking at
Outside the
looking at
Wetherspoons.
everyone.
Couple of
Oh,
pre-drinks.
God.
Oh, I haven't got in. I didn't get in.
Bit
Oh,
of
do you mind if we go, Pete? Do you mind if we go with that?
I'd
Now
have to
you
be
crack
so
on.
drunk I couldn't perform. Good God.
Imagine you heading home on the bus on your own,
Yeah.
full black latex.
Oh, Matthias.
Matthias, it's a very
Matthias.
helpful insight. But I'm sorry for the reaction, but it's a
I'm
very
sorry for the
helpful
reaction.
insight. I
Yeah.
just don't think I can imagine anything more horrific than that.
Yeah.
I
it's-
can't.
I don't think it's horrific, but it must be like. I think it must be like.
It's too
going
self-conscious.
It's like going into a like an evening event during the day. You know what I mean? Like sometimes there'll be like
Yeah.
an awards do or something.
feels
It'll be
weird.
in a basement and it's all dark. And then you're finished and you're a bit pissed, and then you get out and it's still quite sunny, and you're like, "Oh God, I feel awful."
Yeah.
I think going into a club like that must be like leaving a place like that must be like, "Oh, that's a really." I feel different. I feel like I'm different now. I've come out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like the normal places that you know in massive inverted commas, the normal kind of like nightclub experience. Coming out and going, there's things I've seen today.
Yeah. Also, how are
things
you
I've
going to feel
seen.
personally, Pete? How are you going to feel in that situation once the missiles left the silos, so to speak?
Well, I mean, by my own logic, I'd just be in the corner by myself. But like, what? I'd just be like, oh dear.
Yeah.
It's the indignity of. But I
Yeah.
guess that kind of clothing, you're never pulling anything up. You're just sort of zipping yourself up, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? You're like you're not wearing you're not pulling up boxer shorts, are you? Going, yeah, cheers.
But what are you doing as soon as the act, if you
Get
like,
yourself a whiskey.
Yeah, just have
a think about
would you
things.
would you what like kind of like
Uber's all you ordered.
that? Yeah, would you like stagger over to the bar with your trousers still around your ankles?
Yeah, I mean, if you're serving drinks I guess you have to be used to serving drinks and the smell of sex.
Well, I was going to say, do you know what? One of the things I listened to one of John Ronson's things about the porn industry.
Right, yeah.
And I think one of the people on there said, what people don't realise is about a porn set is it fucking stinks.
Yeah, I bet
Right?
it does, yeah.
Imagine what that fucking place smells like.
Well, it sounds like it's pretty big. It sounds like it's got like...
Is the ventilation good, do you think?
I mean, you would hope that there would be... I mean, surely you're allowed to smoke a cigar or something while you're doing it.
Like when my mum used to change my little sister's nappy when she was a baby, my granddad always used to light a match.
Right, okay, that's fair. Yeah, get
like
rid
that
of
kind of
the
thing.
methane,
Just
yeah,
lighting
yeah.
matches everywhere. Anyway, look, I'm never going to go to one. So
No, I'm never going to go
So
to
it's
one.
good to get a
It's
second
completely
hand.
good. And by the time we're absolutely perverted and filthy enough, we'll be too old for anyone to want to touch us.